Hey there, it's Paul Mark again from Transcend Coffee, host of the Transcend video blog. This is our episode number 4, and today we're going to talk to you about fresh in coffee. And while that's almost something that is taken for granted around Transcend, fresh is something that we've been harping on since we first started 3 years ago, and it's something that we push all of our customers into understanding is the need and the importance of fresh coffee. In reality, fresh is something that isn't really all that well understood in the coffee world. And sort of to illustrate that point, today James and I did a little, I guess, corporate espionage, if you might, where we went to a local grocery store, a couple of local grocery stores, because we got kicked out of the first one for wandering around with a video camera, just doing some B-roll and looking at the expiry dates on just coffee packages within that grocery store, and it's just average retail coffee. So whether it's Starbucks or Melita or Nabob or Kicking Horse, any of the coffees that you might buy at the grocery store, we wanted to just go check and see what they thought about freshness. And the one way we can sort of look at that is looking at their expiry date. And that expiry date sort of averaged today, when we were looking at it, from anywhere from January to April 2010.
February, I had April here somewhere. March, January, March 17th, April 2010.
So at the best, we're looking 6 to 10 months out from today. And I don't know when that coffee was roasted, but that's when these other companies are telling you should be using that coffee by. Well, at Transcend, we have a slightly different approach to freshness and a different idea about what fresh coffee is all about. And in reality, it's a much more rigorous standard compared to many of those coffee companies that exist out there today. For example, here I've holding in my hand today a bag of Panama Finca Teresa Lot 87. This coffee is almost all gone, so if you love this coffee, you better get some before it does go away, because it's almost all gone. And it was roasted today, July 30th. That we're recording this video a little bit early for next week because James is going on holidays. But this was roasted today, and so from a Transcend point of view, you've got about 7 days to enjoy this coffee at its peak. And that's why I have a piece of bread, a piece of baguette sitting on the table today, because we want you to start thinking about coffee the way you think about bread. Most of us who enjoy bread like it fresh. We like it right out of the oven. We like it steaming. It's when it's perfect. We love it. Some bread actually tastes a little bit better after it's rested for an hour or two. But at the end of the day, bread is best when it's fresh. And we all know that. You can go to the grocery store and buy Wonder Bread, but you also know that it's not that wonderful. But this bread, I don't know how long James has had it, but it's a baguette, and it's not that old. It's only a couple days old, and it's not fresh. It's pretty much fossilized, and it's basically been turned into a rock by being exposed to oxygen, by being exposed to the air around it. And no matter what you do to this bread, no matter how many bags you keep it in, it will go stale. You just cannot prevent this bread from going stale. You can put it in the freezer right after it's baked, and even when you put it in the freezer and you pull it out 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, it will have gone stale. It might not be as stale as it would have been otherwise, but you can't prevent the process from happening. And that's the reality with coffee as well. Coffee needs to be treated like fresh bread or fresh produce, where you begin to understand that it is not a shelf product. It is not something that you can put on the shelf and say best before April 2010. You will get a product that is stale, dead, flavorless, and not enjoyable to drink whatsoever. Part of the reason why we're all about fresh coffee really has to do with the fact that what makes an amazing cup of coffee so great is that we're trapping the volatile gases that are coming off that freshly roasted coffee bean. We're trapping those gases into the cup of coffee, into that brewed cup of coffee. And when it's fresh and we've got those volatile aromatics available to be trapped in the brewed coffee, and you drink it, and when it's brewed fresh and brewed, and you're drinking it within a very short period of time of brewing it, you get to experience the benefit of those volatile aromatic gases in a way that you don't once those gases have dissipated and disappeared. You can't bring those gases back to your coffee once they've gone. So when you're dealing with stale coffee, you're dealing with a roasted product. It'll make your water brown. It'll sort of taste like coffee, but it won't have that amazing nuanced flavor that coffee has when it's fresh. There are a couple exceptions to this rule that we employ around here at Transcend Coffee. As I said, this is the Panama 87, roasted today. We want it off our shelves, in your hands within 2 or 3 days, and we want you to drink it within 5 days, 7 days at the most. We do around here as well something called nitrogen flush backpacking, and that's where we, with the use of technology, we flush a bag like this. This is the Panama lot number 6, the Geisha, that we featured a couple of shows back. We flush this bag with nitrogen, which is an inert gas, and it basically dispels all the oxygen out of this bag, and we're left with coffee inside of a sealed bag with less than 1.5% residual oxygen. And what that does is preserve the shelf life a bit. We like to think that you can sort of use this coffee, or it preserves its life for maybe 20 days, 25 days. We usually do this around Christmas time, so that when you're buying your coffee, you can put it wrap it up, put it under the tree, and the person getting that gift is actually going to have something worth drinking at the end of the day. But the same rule applies. As soon as you open this bag, it must be used within 5 to 7 days. The only other exception, and I didn't bring a bag out of it out, is espresso. Around here, we like to age our espresso around 8 days, 9 days, because when coffee is roasted, one of the byproducts of roasted coffee is CO2. And if you use espresso too fresh, the brewing method, making espresso with an espresso machine, actually makes the espresso very gassy. The crema is very foamy and light. And so we like to rest our espresso for around 8 days. It helps that gas sort of settle down, and the coffee just has a bit more stability, a bit more body. The crema is a little bit thicker. So that's the only exceptions. They're really the only 2 exceptions to the rule that we employ around Transcend Coffee. If it's espresso, we like to rest a little bit. If we nitro backpack it for you, then it's got a little bit extended shelf life, and we do that with some of our higher end coffees because we want to be able to preserve them a little bit more. But the same rule applies as soon as you open that bag. So that's really it for today, I think, is just a really quick lesson, sort of educational thing on freshness. When you have fresh coffee, you buy it, bring it home. Simple rule of thumb, buy it fresh, put it in an airtight container in your cupboard, out of the sunlight. Don't put it in the fridge. Don't put it in the freezer. We'll deal with these later in an upcoming episode on a Mythbusters episode, where we talk about some of the ideas around coffee that have existed for a long time that aren't really true. And yeah, apart from that, I think that's it. We wanted just to finish this episode with an invitation to you, the people that are watching this, to get back to us with any feedback that you have, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. Let us know what you think. Let us know if these are useful and helpful videos to you. Let us know if you have some idea that you might want to see on a future episode. If you have any questions you want us to answer, if you send me an email, we might feature it on the next episode, where we'll answer the question that you sent on the email. We want to hear back from you. It's not just me yammering at you incessantly for the next, I don't know how long. We want this to be a bit of an interactive thing where you actually have some benefit. The only way we can derive the fact that you have benefit of that is if we hear back from you. So send us an email. You can send it to me, Paul at transcendcoffee.com. My first name is Poul. Weird spelling that comes from the Danes. As always, if you need to check things out, check us out on the web, www.transcendcoffee.com. All right, that's it for now. Have a great time. Enjoy your coffee. Drink less more often, and we'll see you next time. Bye.